Hey there, everybody. This is Sage with another Fandom City update. And we're here today to discuss the galaxy known as Star Wars. A lot has been going on in the galaxy far, far away as of late. We've had the Rise of Skywalker trailer drop. It was something else, solid. Some loved it, some didn't think it had enough. And then we had the Mandalorian trailer drop last night. Plus, we got photos from the Rise of Skywalker, promotional stuff being released, promotional stuff from the Mandalorian being released. It seems like it's a pretty good time to be a Star Wars fan right here in 2019. As far as 2022, 24, and 26 is concerned, there may be some issues there. It turns out that D&D, otherwise known as David Benioff and Dan Weiss, have dropped out of their commitment for their own Star Wars trilogy in 2022, 2024, and 2026. They were the films slated for those dates by those individuals, as stated by Bob Iger previously. I can speak as a Game of Thrones fan, and I'm not one of those guys that goes, oh, well, the last season was terrible, so the whole series was terrible, and they don't know what they're doing. I actually quite like the last season. Was it as memorable as some of the other seasons? Maybe not. I think that's debatable. I might be in the minority when I say I liked it, but I did like it. And I think those two are wonderfully talented individuals who work cohesive together as a team, creating a wonderfully entertaining product. That said, though, they'd recently signed a deal with Netflix worth $250 million. I believe it's a decade-long commitment. $250 million is a lot of money. Netflix pulled out the bag of Benjamins and served them up big time on that one. That said, it still comes as a little bit of a surprise that at least these two being involved with those movies is now out. Maybe those movies altogether are out. Not really sure. We're waiting more word on that. At the same time, I'm not shocked. If you'd listened lately to several Star Wars podcasts or shows, it had come up a few times that there was rumors that, maybe they were only going to do the one movie and treatments for the second and third movie. And then Ken Knapsack over at Collider and Force Center had mentioned the possibility that they might be out altogether. It was definitely implied at the very least. And here we are now. Benioff and Weiss are out. And I don't think this is a good day for Star Wars, quite frankly. I think that there's some things to be worried about here. This seems to be a growing trend. These guys are not the first to exit off the stage of a Star Wars production in the Disney era. Now, I'm not throwing Disney or Kathleen Kennedy under the bus, but at the very least, I think some people need to be put under a microscope here and taking a look at what's actually been going on. Yes, there's some successes, but there's also some failures to go along with those successes. And some might argue which outweighs the other. We're going to talk about that in another YouTube video a little later on. But more importantly, let's zone in on these 2022, 2024, and 2026 movies. We never found out what these movies were going to be about. We heard that maybe they were set in the era of Knights of the Old Republic. That didn't mean you were going to see Revan and Bastila and Malak, in those movies. Just, that Old Republic era. And then there's people saying they were going to go way out into the future. Who really knows what's going on at the moment with those movies? Is it possible those movies are just scrapped at the moment? Or will other people be brought on to finish what David and Dan started? No one knows. We await word. I wouldn't expect word soon, to be honest. They're probably going to try to keep the focus on the Rise of Skywalker, but to say that this doesn't cause a distraction would be a heavy, heavy understatement. Personally, I think those movies are probably done. They're going to start fresh. Look, there's always a bunch of movies in development. I'm using the air quotations again here because in development can mean one of many things, and they've probably got, a dozen movies in development right now. But what I personally don't want to see is I don't want to see any more standalone movies in theater for Star Wars. Star Wars is supposed to be a connective story. If you're going to do standalone or one-off, go do a season of something or 2 seasons of something. Um, let's have trilogies or film series. That's what Star Wars is meant to be in my eyes. And here's hoping that it still comes to be. We don't really know at this point. The real question, though, is everybody, what do you want? Are you happy that David and Dan are gone, out of here, no more? Or are you upset that they're gone? Like me, I'm a little upset. This is not the news I wanted to wake up to this morning, but it is what I woke up to. What do you guys think the next trilogy should be about? When's the earliest we might see it? It'd be like, I still think there's plenty of time to get something up by 2022, but knowing the way things go, I wouldn't be surprised if it's backed up. And as a guy who's in his 30s, I got to say, the idea of it being backed up even more doesn't really sit well with me. Hopefully, they have something brewing. Maybe it's Kevin Feige's thing, but let's remember Kevin Feige announced his Star Wars movie prior. That's right, prior to him getting promoted, and everybody's like, well, Rian Johnson's movies are going to take that place, but there might be some stuff going on there too, so let's not jump the gun. What do you guys want to see? What do you think of this news? Comment below. We reply to everyone that we can. We love interaction with all you guys. I'm Sage, and this has been another Fandom City update. Take it easy.